Hey guys, this is Sarah. I know there haven't been many of us posting, but that's because, Penguini's going through treatment, and then Linnell ended up moving across the country. Anyway, to the topic, to get focused. Focus and align me. How do I deal with psych stress? Well, let me tell you first what I deal with, and then I'll tell you my coping mechanisms for this. What I deal with is a lot of anxiety, and I do have multiple mental illnesses. I am officially diagnosed with bipolar type 2, anxiety not otherwise specified, which adapts the forms of obsessive-compulsive disorder, generalized anxiety disorder, social anxiety, social phobia, and I do have several specific phobias. The one saving grace for that is that I don't have any sort of panic attacks. I believe those are the only two I have at the moment, or officially have at the moment. With the bipolar type 2, it means that I tend to go into really hardcore depression, and it's also ultra-D cycling, so some days I'll feel fantastic, over the moon, and then other days I'll just, usually I have what are called mixed episodes, with symptoms of both depression and mania and or hypomania. So I'll just be really enraged and really depressed at the world, but I'll have a lot of energy and those sorts of things. So I have the anxiety and I have the deep, severe depression. So my coping strategies for this are therapy, medications, and just kind of distancing myself from the world. Oh yeah, I just have the general brain fog, and then sometimes I just get completely overwhelmed with doctor stuff. My natural tendency is to just shut down, completely shut out the world, and either play a game, just a mindless, mind-numbing game, or watch TV, or nothing that involves me having to engage and wait for it to go away. Usually it tends to blow up in my face as far as going away, but it's gone away. That stress has disappeared. So, that's how I naturally try to deal with it, but that's not a very good way. So, the two ways, as I said before, therapy and medication. Medication I could not live without. I am building a shrine to Lamictal, which is my mood stabilizer, and then I'm on Cymbalta, and I'm going to ask to be switched back to Lexapro, because I'm going to build another shrine that those two medications help immensely with both my depression and my cycling and my anxiety. And then I also have an anti-anxiety medication that puts me to sleep, which is called Klonopin. And I also take like an extra half a tablet of that if I'm starting to panic about things. I tend to get psychologically just kind of over the moon, rage, really on a hair trigger as far as my temper goes whenever I'm in pain. So I do everything I can to get out of pain, and that helps immensely. And then I sort of get mellow and back to myself. So I know a lot of people, they say medications keep them from being themselves, but for me, medications allow me to be myself. The second part of that is therapy. I have been in talk therapy or psychotherapy for at least 5 years, maybe 6 years, with the same therapist. I also have I've been to cognitive behavioral therapy, which was great, but the best was dialectical behavioral therapy, because instead of just giving me tips on how to think and improve my thought life and how to keep from being so hard on myself, dialectical behavioral therapy gave me steps that I could do, tangible things that I could do. And the most important step, the thing that most people, at least in my group, got caught up on, and we only did one thing of this, and it was like, okay, we're done with this, it doesn't really matter. But for me, it's the key to this, it's mindfulness, paying attention. It's meditation. I'll put some links in the bottom to John Kabat-Zinn talking about this, but it's basically like a Western form of meditation with religion taken out. You just sit and you're calm with yourself. And if you have anxiety, then you pay attention to it, but you don't engage in it. So you sort of step back and just be, and just exist. And it sounds really complicated to do, but it isn't. And it really helps me whenever my thoughts are spinning completely out of control to just sort of step back and acknowledge those thoughts. And then they usually, instead of engaging with them and just making them worse, I acknowledge them. And then I also write them down, because just that's very therapeutic, and it turns out to be universally therapeutic. I'll link below to a study about how talk therapy doesn't really work very well, because you still have these things spinning around in your head. But once you get them down on paper, it's like, I won't forget about them. They're there, and I can organize them. So I also do write. Most of my stuff is private. I will be starting a blog. I'm working on cleaning my current one out, so that'll be linked below. I also have a Tumblr, which I will link below. And I have a Twitter account, which I use occasionally, and a link to my personal YouTube channel. I'll try to make this an interesting slideshow. I don't feel well enough to put myself on camera right now, so you're just gonna have to hear my lovely voice for now. Okay guys, I hope you have a great week, and I can't wait until our next talk, and I have so many things planned, but I'm really looking forward to this. So I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye.